Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What's the Odds with Steve Rannazzisi. September 29th, 2021. I am joined by my crew, Lucas Hurl, Bretton Biddlecombe, the fucking loser crew. The crew that gets just so close that you can smell it, you can feel it, but you just never get it. You never get to eat. We almost won. We'll get more into that later on. I want to start off by saying thank you because this is awesome. This ties into the podcast. Thank you to everyone that came out to the Milwaukee Improv this past weekend. It's a brand new club. You should go check it out if you're in the area, even if you didn't come see me. But the shows were great. Crowds were great. And I got to run into a fan. So I'm doing, I didn't really do much of a meet and greet as more of like, I do this thing where I sit in the back and then I just let people leave, like the look you lose leave, the people that you're like, I don't know if they really know who I am. But then usually the door guy will knock on the door and he'll be like, hey, there's a couple people out here that would really love to take a picture. Are you good at doing anything like that? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I go out. Hey, what's up? Good people, nice people, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, whoops, come on, man. Court McCowan's calling me, probably to gloat.
Sloppy.
I'm talking to this nice couple, and he goes, I know you already. And I'm like, oh boy, this is always a very dangerous thing for me. I know you're like, people that come for very, very specific reasons, not just because they like the league or whatever, the podcast, comedy, but I know you already was cryptic. And he goes, I feel like I've cost you money. And I was like, okay. And he's like, it is me. And then he said, he didn't say his name. He goes, do you remember me? I helped you lose $10,000 on the World Cup. And I said, woo, boy, the guy. And I thought, I'm like, Dylan, Brian. I knew it was an N. And it was, do either of you remember the guy's name?
Dylan, right?
No. Julian,
yeah.
Julian, who told us, broke it down for us, if you remember. He said, the team to look for, the long shot in this whole thing, but could really push, make some people some money, is the Swiss. And so we had, talked about it. I think the Swiss beat like the French the next day. And so I was like, oh my God. And we remember, I was like, the Swiss against, I don't know, it was like some Germany, some team that they lost to in penalty kicks or whatever. It was close, but still, I actually didn't bet. And he had thought that I had truly bet and felt terrible about it. So I think that's why he came to the show. I'm not even sure if he's a fan. But he brought his lovely lady, and I think they had a great time. It was fun. Like it's I hear Delta variant and stuff. I'm not really on, I've been on the road that much, so I don't know what the vibe is when you get to a city. And Milwaukee's pretty chill. Milwaukee's, as you can imagine, they're very Midwest, and they're just like, hey, we're good. You're clean. I'm clean. We're going to have some fun. I ate pretty terrible, like a lot of meats and cheeses, a lot of beer, and got to play golf on Saturday with Kevin, KB, one of the local radio guys out there. We played a great course, which got me ready because I was preparing. I actually brought my clubs because, this past weekend I played Teebs in our match for, I don't know, dignity. We'll get to that. But because one of us left without any. And so I was preparing. I was putting in the room, and I was also watching the Ryder Cup, which was also happening in Wisconsin because like me, like a fucking idiot, like a moron, I waited to the last minute on something that I should not have. Like a month ago when Bretton got married, I was supposed to go with Simone. We were going to meet at the airport, rent a car. I was going to rent a car. We're going to go to the Morongo, stay there, right? We booked everything, blah, blah, blah. Last, you know how it works out. We didn't go. Brenton didn't get married. He couldn't do it because I wasn't there. And, long story short, here we are. In any situation, I completely, because of the last minute nature, forgot to cancel the rental car last minute. And apparently fucking Kayak has some rule that I don't know what it was, but I was like, it's COVID. And they were like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, fuck you. So they banged me for $75. I was like, I'm not, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on the person that fooled me the first time. And you know how that goes. So I said, this time it's not going to happen to me. I'm going to just the night before, get a rental car when I know nothing's changing. This is what I'm doing because I needed one in Milwaukee. I was going to play golf. And then I had to drive to Valparaiso, Indiana to do a show with Teebs. So I get the night before, I'm at a game with Jonah or doing something in practice. And I felt like I had no signal, but it was like no matches, no searches. Search doesn't come up with anything. I'm like, fuck this. Went to bed, wake up, get on my flight, get there, get to the Milwaukee airport, go to the rental counter, and nobody's there. I'm like, oh, fuck, what a slow weekend. And all of a sudden I realize no one's there. And I go, sold out. So I go, where are all the rental cars? They go, they're all up at the Ryder Cup an hour away. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, there's no rental cars. You get nothing. And I was like, I completely forgot that the Ryder Cup, I knew it was that weekend, but it's only an hour from Wisconsin. Everybody flew in for the Ryder Cup. When you got to the airport, it said, welcome to the Ryder fucking Cup. So I did not have I thought about going to the Ryder Cup. I had no ride to the Ryder Cup. And so now I'm fucked. And I talked to the guy at Hertz. Usually I go to Enterprise, and I'll tell you why. Number one, they hire the most college graduates. And that sounds like a very noble reason. But do you know the real motivation behind that? It's because college graduates watch the league. Most people in the college at some point get turned on to the league. So when I walk over to the fucking Enterprise counter with my purchase of a, compact, tiny fucking roller skate with some speakers inside of it, next thing you know, I'm rolling out in a fucking Chevy Malibu midsize. Because you know what?
A celebrity.
That's what the fucking twinkle can do for you right there. Bingo. Now you see how the perks of fucking being in Hollywood. Anyway, it's fucking the Enterprise people wouldn't even look at me. So now I got to go to Hertz, and I had to suck that guy's cock to get a car on Sunday because I was going to leave on Sunday to get over to I had a show in Valparaiso. It's like 2 hours away on Sunday night. So he's like, I can get you a car at 8 a.m., get here, and then you could return it to Chicago. So after my shows, which were fantastic in Milwaukee, then I went to Valparaiso to meet Jason Tebow, who I haven't seen in fucking forever, 2 years, almost at this point. And our good buddy Johnny Woodward from the old Punch Drunk Sports podcast. And so we did a show on Sunday night at this place called The Market. Well, before that, fucking listen to this shit. So I drive at 8:00 in the morning, which is when the car guy told me to get there. I'm not fucking around. I didn't know it could be later. I didn't know it could be 9. I got there at 8. You tell me you're going to be there at 8? Doing me a favor to get me a car for $450 for one fucking night, by the way. Yeah, $450 to rent a car for a night. I could have bought the parts off of the internet and built it. Probably not. But you get the fucking point. I was gouged. Anyway, I now get to the hotel that I'm staying at on Sunday night, right next to the gig. I got there at like fucking 11 o'clock in the morning. The lady at the front desk, first of all, you got to ring the bell. No one's around. I go, okay. There's no one's in the parking lot. Lady at the front desk comes out from the back. Can I help you? Checking out, she says. I go, no, checking in. She says, check it. Literally, this dismissive. Check-ins between 3 and 5. Check-ins after 3. Turns around and walks away. I go, no. Come on back. I go, I'm sorry. I arrived early. I believe I told the guy that booked the room that I was going to get here a little early, and so I have a show tonight. Surely you could find me a room. And she goes, cleaning. They're going to clean them. I go, okay, great. I can hang while they clean as soon as a room. And she's like, it's going to be after 3:00. I go, I don't know why 3:00 seems like the time that, she's like very like just dismissive. Like, I'm like, you're in the hospitality industry. And this is like, you're showing zero hospitality at this point. And I'm being pretty cool, not like, because I'm staying there. I got no other fucking option. She's like, I'm in Valparaiso. It's either there or fucking O'Neill's parents' fucking, shitbox motel. So I got to stay at this fucking hotel. So I'm like, look, I understand, and then the manager sticks her head from around the corner. She goes, we were sold out last night. I go, okay, no problem. I get it. I'll just hang out. You mind if I hang out over here? Plug my phone in the lobby, no problem. Great. Sitting there 10 minutes. I see 2 people come out, checking out. Boom. 3 people. Boom. 2 more people. I saw 3 parties check out in the midst of a half hour, right? So I'm saying to myself, I'm going to give them an hour. At noon, I'm going back. I don't see her walking around doing, no one is around, right? Noon, I go back. Knock, knock, knock again. She comes out, sticks the head around again. Hey, I go, I think we probably have a room ready yet. She goes, I think it's going to be 3:00. I go, no, it's not going to be 3:00. I just saw 3 people fucking check out. She goes, sir, they have to clean those rooms. I go, okay, well, what have they been doing for the half hour? I've been sitting here after they clean, do I got to run this fucking ship? Because I can't. Efficiency problems bother me. But then on top of that, dismissive and dismissive nature to the fucking, the whole lack of effort. I go, give me a break. Give me, please. She goes, sir, when the rooms are clean, I will come get you. I will call you. I go, I'm sitting 11 and a half feet from where you are. Don't call me. What you are witnessing, I am witnessing. That's where we are right now. Her and I, our vibe, right? And she's not giving any, and I'm not fucking taking any. So now, because I don't want to be jostled before my show. I don't want it. This is like, I'm supposed to be football starting. I'm now watching it on my fucking phone, right? With 1 bar. Oh, this is the best part. I have 1 bar, 1 AT&T fucking the tiniest little bar. So I go open up the Wi-Fi. Hilton Honors, right? I go, okay, great. I go, room number, and I go, oof. Or do you have a promotional code? I go, unacceptable. 12:15. I go over because now the games are starting. I go, knock, knock, knock. She comes around. I go, look, I need I do Wi-Fi. She goes, okay, you can use it. I go, well, it says I need a room number and my name, or I could just get the promotional code. Can you give me the promotional code? She goes, well, you need a room. I go, I'm going to have a room, right? We talked about this a lot so far. I'm going to have a room. In matter of should be which moments. I should already be in a fucking room. I go, well, I don't have a room yet. She goes, hold on. Comes to the back. Comes back. She goes, yeah, there's no promotional code. You just need a room. And then turns around and walks back. I go, this. So now I'm getting fucking. I'm watching the Giants game. Yeah. But don't know what's happening. Meanwhile, thank God. Thank God. It was God knew. God goes, cunt, there's no promotional code. Don't give it to this man. Because if he watches what he's going to watch and he's in the mood that he's in the mood in, he's going to mow this whole fucking goddamn Hilton down. So no promotional code for him. Great. So now I'm still sitting there, 12:30, hour and a half. I've been sitting there. Nothing. I wait. I go, you know what, dude? Just see how long you can do it. You know, sometimes you challenge yourself, whether it be at the gym or whether it be fucking holding in the amount of rage that could start a fucking fire. And so I say, I'm going to give her till a cool 2 hours. I go, because after 2, now people will, when my story gets told, when they hear 2 hours waiting in the fucking Hilton lobby, 11 feet from the fucking cunt who won't help, then they will know. They will understand. I knock again. She goes, the manager, the second lady, she goes, she's checking the rooms right now. I go, what? She's checking the room. She goes, they're checking to see if they're clean. I go, okay, can you walkie up to her, see what room she's in? If she thinks it's clean, then you can start the process. She goes, can't do it. I have to wait till she comes back. I go, what room is she in? She goes, I can't disclose that information. I go, I can't deal with you anymore. Disclose the information. And I just sort of mini lost it where I was like, do you understand? I've been here for 2 fucking hours. And she's like, I understand, but the website says 3:00. I go, did you just learn that last week when you started? I go, you're in the hospitality industry. You have to be a little more hospitable to people, especially when they're coming to check in. Finally, 20 minutes later, the manager comes down, right? The lady comes over to me and she goes, here's your keys. I go, great. Thank you very much. I go upstairs to my room, right? I sit down. I open up my stuff. I put my head down. The phone rings. Hello? Yes, you have to come back downstairs. I go, why? She goes, we're going to move rooms. I go, I She goes, your credit card is not valid for that room. I go, I need, I go, I'm staying in this room. You will have to get me out of this room. She goes, the rate that the guy that booked it, the booker of the show got you, you're in a different room than I go, I am staying in this room. I go, I'm here for literally less than 14 hours. I will leave for an hour to do my show, but I'm not even telling you I'm going to go out the window. And I go, and you'll never get me out of this room. And she's like, sir, and I just hung the phone up, and that was that. And I literally showered, met Teebs downstairs, snuck out the side, met Teebs, right? We had a fucking great time. Thank you to everyone who came to that show, especially. It was a Sunday night. I was like, I don't know who's going to fucking show up to this thing. It was packed. The crowd was awesome. It was in like a banquet hall. It could have been a disaster, but it totally wasn't. All the comics did really, really well, except for Jason, except for Teeb. He fucking, blew it again. So disappointing, but the Falcons had beaten the Giants already. So he was, he had that over me. Killer time, smoked weed, ate food, laughed, drank, snuck back into my hotel, got upstairs, went to sleep because tomorrow, the next day, Monday, we were playing a match for Dignity at what I am now believing Jason's home club that he plays 100 times a month at, right? We're playing there. They got the whole thing set up for us. Right before I'm going to go to my hotel, he tells me, by the way, I just want to let you know, full disclosure, the club called me today. They had to aerate the greens. They already did it, which means you can't play on the greens that are aerated. They put punch holes in them. So it's unplayable. Like for about a week, you got to just let nature do it. And it's for the best of the course. Anyway, he goes, so we can't, I go, what? He goes, so they hooked us up with another place. Here's the address. Here's where you have to meet. I go, fine. But now I have to drive over a time zone change. So it's about a 40-minute drive, but I have to leave what would be 2 hours before because I'm losing an hour going east. So I was told to be there at 8. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I start my stretching. I go downstairs. I look around in the lobby. I go to get the free breakfast, and I literally just dropped the keys and I left the hotel. I drive, beautiful drive through Indiana. I watched the sun rise over the plains of Indiana, which was unbelievable. And I just thought about all the awful things that O'Neill had done on these fucking roads. And then I pull into the parking lot, 7:58 local time, 5 minutes early. No one's really around. I grab a bucket of balls. I start stretching. I'm hitting balls into the beautiful sunrise. Now it's 8:15. No one. Our tea time's at 9. Now it's 8:30. No one. I call Teeb. I go, Teeb, am I at the right place? He goes, oh yeah, dude, we're 15 minutes away. I go, I think our time's at 9 o'clock. Now, meanwhile, all the previous night, he had talked so much shit about his process, how he gets. In the beginning, I started playing golf. I just get out there and play. Now I get there an hour early. Here's how I work my practice or my warm up. I hit balls out of the rough. Then I hit balls out of the sand. Then I chip a little bit. Then I go over to the driving range and then I putt. Then I go, oh, wow. All right. He seems to have a good, I know my game plan. I wasn't getting, but I wanted to see what his game plan was. 8:40. He comes rolling into the fucking parking lot. Him and Johnny and his buddy Nick. Big shout out to Nick from Nashville, who's fucking awesome. And really, he had played the course with Teeb the day before, and so he knew what we were in for. Anyway, Teeb gets out, smoking a cigarette, coffee in fucking hand, but I'm hitting balls. He's watching me. Johnny gets out. He's setting up the GoPros on the golf carts. He's lobbing us up. Next thing you know, I go, I'm going to go putt. Great. We're 10 minutes away from tee time. I'm putting. I'm practicing chipping, right? We get to 1. He hasn't done anything. Hasn't pulled a club out. I go, we're going to play for real, right? So we decided to play match play. Now, I don't want to ruin this because we filmed it all. It's very funny. Johnny's going to cut it together, and we'll probably have it in a couple weeks. And we'll put it up on both of our Patreons, I believe. So, but it was a disaster for him. It was a complete and utter disaster. Everything you would think that the twist of it would be like, oh, and then he went out and just played lights out golf. Like, it was exactly what I thought he was. It was terrible. And, then you get like I don't normally play this badly and this and that, but it was like, by hole 4, I was just like, oh, I could be on Quaaludes right now. because I monitored my drinking and everything like that. Like, just to I didn't go full force on everything because I was like, oh, I could be easily like on fentanyl, and I could beat him one-handed on fentanyl. In fact, we played one hole where he got to pick a club of mine, and I had to play the whole hole with that club, and we almost tied it. So look, it was fun. We had a fucking blast. After we were done, we did it in like 4.5 hours. My flight wasn't for another like 5-6 hours out of Chicago. So we played another 9. Johnny actually played this time. A lot of laughs, but it was not an impressive showing from Jason. Like, let's just say the Giants lost to the Falcons, like, which, at home.
On Eli Day.
On Eli Day, where the crowd, I mean, like, I didn't even know. I didn't get, again, I wasn't watching the game. I was stuck in the fucking time warp with the Hilton. But I saw the halftime where, like, they were rocket. They were going like so loud, so much cheering for Eli, and then to fucking put up that shit show that they did, the dumpster fire that they continue to be. I haven't watched any highlights. I honestly, I haven't even, like, why? You know what my proud Giant moment was? Yesterday was picture day for the elementary school here. And so this is the first time the kids have ever gotten to wear what they wanted to. They're not going to Catholic school anymore, going to, public school. So they're getting to, so my wife said, pick out whatever you want. He wore the fucking cleanest, freshest white Saquon Barkley jersey. The white with the red 2-6 and the blue on the sleeves, and fucking rocked it in there. And I was like, dude, I'm proud of you because we have a bad team and you are still ride or die, dude. And that's going to pay off one day. Probably not in our lifetime or your lifetime, but it feels like, but maybe one day. But anyway, back to the point. Teebs didn't mention the Falcons, didn't mention the Giants. He had no pride to stand on after the demolishing that he took on Monday. So then we kissed goodbye. We sucked each other off, and I headed off to Chicago, made it home that night, and I'm back. But the Ryder Cup, congratulations to the USA, who fucking, speaking of demolishing, they demolished Europe. John Rahm basically tried to keep the whole European team on his shoulders and almost did, but they almost got 20 points, the USA. So Bryson DeChambeau played great. Everyone fucking played. Everything I thought was going to go wrong, like all the rookies. I was like, oh, maybe you need Patrick Reed. Yeah, you didn't need anybody. You could have been 5 guys. Dustin Johnson had 5. He went 5 for 5, which is unheard of. Like 5 points out of 5 matches. And I came in 4th or 5th in the pool. You guys finished like 30th or something. I beat both of Court's teams. Court had 2 entries. 2. Didn't cash in either one of them. I mean, I didn't cash either, but I finished better than he did with just 1. So I could screenshot those standings if you're interested in that, because I am. And that's that. That's it as far as like what happened with me. What's going on with you guys?
You glossed over the glaring detail of what's with the mustache.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
And follow up, is it the reason that everyone was treating you like shit this whole weekend?
well, first of all, the ladies at the Hilton.
But they see a white guy who looks like the Unabomber coming in with his pedophile mustache going, I need my room. I need the Wi-Fi. They don't know what the fuck you're up to. They're
Dude,
calling the FBI. They're running background checks.
You know what's funny, Brenton? You sound exactly like my wife. She is not.
Yeah, I
happy
thought you
about
lost a
this at
team.
all.
I thought you lost a bet, and that was the punishment.
No, dude. I kind of feel like, first of all,
Looks
look,
like an angry caterpillar.
here's the deal. My face
It doesn't look good.
Dude.
It doesn't look good. Don't start by saying it doesn't look good.
Brenton, my face was structured for a mustache. It is in its beginning, infant stages. It's going to grow into a robust beast of a fucking stash that you can't even imagine. So now I'm just doing a little 2-layer right here just to keep it clean, kind of mold her up, see where I want it to be. And then once I really get it out, now we go clean. And my wife she hates it.
Mm-hmm.
She does not like it at all, but we've made a commitment to each other, and that's it. So, I mean, and I'm going to be honest right now, dude. I think it looks good on me. I'm not kidding you. I think I look good with it.
I
You don't
like
think
it.
it's going to affect your work?
Work? What work?
Your
Stand
comedy. Look.
What's
You go on stage. Let's
even
say
if you don't like it, it's funnier.
But let's say hypothetically, 70% of the people in the room know who you are, but that 30%, they're going to see some guy with a fucking mustache come out. They're going to instantly hate you.
No, unless it's a Hitler mustache and my name was Adolf. That's different, dude. People don't just, react like that for any mustache. Tom Selleck, if he came out, people would go crazy. And they love, I don't even know if he still has it, but he had an iconic mustache. I'll show you a picture of my dad.
90s.
They used to call my dad Saddam Hussein. He grew such a majestic mustache and he's from Naples. So, from Sicily. So he had, dark skin and he would get tan. And then he owned a limousine service. So he'd drive the JFK and the limos like 3 times a day. And he'd get pulled over at least once a day thinking he was a terrorist because he was so dark skinned and he had a perfect Saddam Hussein mustache. So it's in my genetics. It's in my DNA. Mine is a little more red. But it's going to look good. And I think it looks good already.
It's going to look good.
Dude, it looks like Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers looks homeless.
Yeah.
Plays like it.
Let's take a fan poll. Okay. We'll let the fans decide this
Okay.
week. Okay. We will take a fan poll. I don't know how we can do that. You're the social media guy. The best way,
We
I'll
can
take
create
a
a poll in the Instagram stories.
I'll take a great picture of what I think is a great picture of what encapsulates my image of what I look like right now, mustache wise. And then we'll let the fucking fans decide. If they want it off, then, I might keep it for 2 more weeks and annoy them. So we'll see.
But you do look like you lost a bet. Anybody that has a mustache, I assume they lost a bet.
Yeah, just a sudden you got to warn us.
Uh-huh.
You were like 2 minutes into the beginning of your rant, which I let you carry through, and I noticed it, and I couldn't listen to you.
So you're saying that right now I just wasted the first 15 minutes of this fucking podcast?
I'm sure somebody heard what you said about the room and Teeb and all that other stuff, but I was just like, what the fuck is going on with his face?
Uh-huh.
And then has he washed his face? Does it smell?
It doesn't.
It looks dirty. It looks dirty.
Oh, and your little fucking foo-foo goatee doesn't get all food caught in it and stuff. If you don't have hair heft to hold up food, then you don't even, why do you have a wispy fucking, if I had a wisp, those little fucking wisps you have on the top of your lip, I'd be embarrassed of that and I'd shave it off too. But I've got a fucking mane coming out of my upper lip. Okay. It's so thick. I don't know where the nose hair ends and then mustache begins. I've got to taper off both. So I'm just saying, dude, you're not one to speak on this issue. You have a gross, what I would consider just as gross, but it's not gross. I don't think yours is gross and you shouldn't think mine is gross. We should be accepting of each other.
Oh, no, I was just saying, Steve, you look great.
No, bullshit, dude. You bullied me. You bullied me, dude. And I don't know. I don't know if I can continue on.
When I have Tracy texting me 6 times a day, telling me to talk to you about this, it's time to go.
She hates this, dude. She really.
I can only imagine.
I came home last night, or I came home, I got home at because, my flight didn't land till 9. I didn't get home till 10:30. Took a shower. I stunk. I felt bad for the poor person on the flight next to me because I just played 27 holes of golf, didn't shower, drove straight onto the plane, all stank. So took a shower, came out, right? Really cleaned it up nice, got into bed. She was already sleeping, but when she woke up in the morning, she was like, what the fuck? And we had spoken that weekend, but I really carved it out on Sunday night because I like to trim my body hair out of respect on the road in hotels where somebody else besides my wife has to clean it up,
Absolutely.
So, and and I do the majority of the cleaning up, but like, the remnants and shit. I don't get bitched at on the road. How about that? So, I took care. So I really carved it out on Sunday night, and I think it's fucking. What do you think?
For those listening, I don't really know how to describe what he's doing.
If mustache, if you could have a bodybuilding contest for a mustache off, I probably would have just won the Atlas.
They have mustache contests.
They do. They do. And if you had like a 1 week infant stage, this would be the world champion right over here. So, yeah, get off mustaches because I just got off yours. Football,
no,
baseball.
Baseball.
Okay, yeah. Thank God.
We're in the thick of it, man. We got 5 games left.
5. Well, yeah, 5 more games for the Yankees. Thank God they won last night. See, the Yankees' whole season, as we've said many times on the show, is a goddamn teeter-totter. We're up one moment, we're down one moment. We're up one moment, we're down one moment. Next thing you know, all of a sudden now we seem to be on an upward swing, which is great. The playoffs start pretty soon, but they already started for us like a week and a half ago. So it's good that they're playing well. They swept Boston. They took 2 out of 3 from Texas. They got 1 last night from Toronto, which they got to win these 3, or at least 2 out of 3. And they got Cole going tonight. So good shape. Fingers crossed. We win tonight. I feel pretty good. I mean, we can't lose the rest of them, but we gotta, we don't have to. I don't want to have to sweep and or either take 2 or 3 from Tampa, because I don't want to have to. I don't really want to have to go fuck. We're gonna have to play Tampa for real in a week and a half. Hopefully, I don't want to have a start, this weekend. So, that's. But there's the Mariners are now a half a game out. They're ahead of Toronto. And I mean, I wasn't even clocking really the Mariners till this past 2 weeks. I didn't even know. You got the Mariners coming in. I mean, do you want to play a team like the Mariners in a 1-game playoff? I mean, if I'm the Yankees, yes, because we've always had pretty good karma against the Mariners. We've seemed to be. I'd rather play the Mariners than Toronto, to be honest with you. But I feel like the Mariners are so hot right now. And think about the National League, dude. You got the Dodgers and the Giants. One of those teams, well, actually, both of those teams were probably going to win 100 games. And one of those teams is going to have to play a 1-game playoff to see if they can win the World Series. Meanwhile, they won more games than every other fucking team besides the one team in the division. Number one. And that team you're going to have to play, they might not lose ever again. Mm-hmm. They've won 17 games in a row. That's going to be the team you're going to have to play. So, I that's, to me, I'm like, they're playing for everything. You got to hunt 2 teams that are going to win 100 games that have to fight to the end because they don't want to play a team that's unbelievably hot right now. I wouldn't want to play fucking St. Louis right now. It's going to get crazy. Who do you think wins? Who wins the division? Who makes it in? And I mean, we're a week away. We're going to do one more podcast. Next Tuesday. No, but this is it, dude.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday is the first playoff game. So I'm saying the Yankees get in, and I'm saying Seattle gets in because Boston's trending down. Toronto, if they lose tonight, and Seattle can win again, they'd be a game and a half out. Now, Toronto only, I think they play Baltimore or something the last couple of days. They're not as hard, but I always favor the team that doesn't have to win over the team that has to win. So I think it's going to be Seattle and the Yankees. And I think, God willing, the Yankees make it in. And then they got to play Tampa in the division series. And holy fuck again. And in the National League, I mean, I think San Francisco is going to hold on to the division. I think it's going to be Dodgers and the Cardinals. And I'm like, I think, how do you go against the Cardinals? I don't know how you do it. I don't think they're afraid of the road. I don't think they're afraid of Dodger Stadium. I don't think they're afraid of any of the Dodgers pitchers. You know, I think the Cardinals are going to end up beating the Dodgers in a week from now. We'll probably do a podcast before the game, but I think it's going to be Dodgers Cardinals. And if it is, I'm right now, as of today, I think the Dodgers lose that game. I don't know where you guys think.
I concur. I think the Giants are going to take that division. And they both are over 100 games now. Giants are at 103, which I think ties their record for most wins. I could be wrong, but I think I read that yesterday. And they're probably going to end up with about 106 wins before the season's over.
And the Dodgers, what? They're at 100 right now?
They're at 101.
101.
Just nuts.
Just nuts. I mean, it's fascinating, and it's gonna. I mean, it's crazy how long the fucking baseball season is. It feels like you're in the middle of May, and you're like, God, forget it, dude. There's still 1,000 games left, and then somehow or another, it all comes down to this fucking final week every year, of not necessarily getting in or out, but putting yourself in the best position to make a run. I'm looking right now, and you look at Houston and probably the White Sox. And you go, that's got to be an easier path than the other way. It's got to be, you got to think about, you have down there, you're going to have a 1-game playoff between the Yankees probably and God willing, and another fucking, pretty hot or kind of hot team. And then the winner of that's going to have to go play Tampa in a bloodbath, and then you're going to get the winner of that all beat up. So we'll see. I mean, they're in fucking somehow or another. Houston's in another great position.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I want to say on that? I mean, the awards there, we have time before the awards. They keep going over who do you think is going to win the awards. We can do that next week. I don't think they're not going to announce. They announced during the playoffs, I think, the awards, right?
Yeah.
The end of the season awards. All right, let's get to football because, I mean, look, I told you, to me, and I looked at the schedule for the rest. We have 3 almost guaranteed losses coming up in a row. You got New Orleans next week for the Giants in New Orleans, which you picking them to win?
The game's in New Orleans. They can have games back there.
It's their first game in New Orleans officially. It's tough because New Orleans has been so Jekyll and Hyde so far. They look great. They look horrible. I think their defense is for real, but what offense is going to show up? And really, it's just if you guys can take away Kamara, you can make and your defense isn't bad.
Yeah, here's the problem with that argument, though, is that the Jekyll and Hyde argument, it makes you an understanding of like there is a good side and a bad side, and like, oh, we might get the bad side. But if you look at, we've played only the Hyde. We've only played the bad side, all teams with just bad side, and we can't beat those teams. So if New Orleans plays completely bad, they'll still beat us. All they need is a little Jekyll, and then they'll be fine. We have no Jekyll. We have a pretty decent defense. And beyond that, no capable way to score or to put everything all together at one time.
And you may not have Shepard or Slate.
Or Sterling, because everyone has a hamstring issue. Everyone, this is the week. The weather changed. It got cold. The stretching, everybody's, nobody wants to fucking, the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall. If I'm Sterling Shepard, if I'm what's his name? The other guy?
Darius Slayton.
Slayton. I know I'm a good player. I know I'm better than what's out there. And I'm not going to go risk my fucking injury-prone body right now in a change of weather to go fucking battle for an 0-3 team to win a position back on a team that I shouldn't even be on to begin with. No, thank you. Proper rest, hydration, and I'll be back. I'll see you when I see you. That's what's going on. And then they got Dallas in Dallas. That's going to be, let me tell you something.
They always play well in Dallas.
I fucking hate the Cowboys. And this year, they're good. If I'm a Cowboys fan, if I'm Brett Ernst, If I'm fucking Shafir, any of these Cowboy fans, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I've seen 2 Cowboy games almost full now, and they are a good football team. They don't always win. They almost lost, beat Tom Brady, but they lost. But they can score the ball. Dak Prescott is good. He's got good receivers. They block well for him. Diggs. This guy looks like, he's got an interception almost every game so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Shores up the secondary. And then you got the linebacker that they drafted, Micah Parsons. It's like they did it right. Every decision we made was correct. Everything we talked about in Hard Knocks is going well. We're doing it right. It works. What the decisions we made, and they're just as fucked up as the Giants. They're no smarter. I don't believe Jerry Jones is smarter than anybody else.
Mike McCarthy's an idiot.
They're fucking dummies.
He didn't call timeout before half to get the ball back.
They're dummies, dude.
Literally, did you see the ref go over to him? And the ref was like, "Hey, do you want to take a timeout?" And
he doesn't know.
No,
he doesn't know. There was some poor coaching this weekend. The San Francisco game, the guy didn't take the timeouts. He let them kick the ball. It's like, what? Why? Let's kneel on the ball, kick the field goal, end the game. Do not give it back. What are you doing wrong? Why are you doing that? But there's no one in Dallas that should have a bigger brain than fucking anyone in the Giants. But the decisions, you see the decisions paying off. Micah Parsons pays dividends already. He's constantly pressuring the quarterback. He's fucking fast as lightning going up and down the line. We have nothing. How many snaps is Tommy, the kid that we drafted? How many?
He's about to play a lot more.
Oh!
You're going to see him this week.
When we're 0-5, 0-6? Because then you got the Rams the week after that. You're going to beat the Rams? Come on. So it's over, dude. It's over. It's over. I smoke meat on Sundays. I do it whenever. I don't plan my day around the Giant game anymore. There's no need. If anything, this past Sunday at the fucking Hilton in Valparaiso showed me is that you don't need to you don't need to get angry anymore.
Well, here's the good news, Steve. They've added
a month
an
of
extra
anger ahead of
game
me.
to the end of the year.
What?
So you're going to get one extra Giants game this year. It'll feel like a playoff game, even though it won't be.
How's this look? This is fucking distinguished, dude. Come on. Why we don't need any extra games.
You look at one of the hot dogs in that, what was that animated hot dog movie with Jonah Hill?
Sausage Party?
Yeah, Sausage Party. You look like a hot dog when you take your hat off.
I wish I knew how badly you were insulting me there, but I don't. So,
weren't there or was that what was it was like a hot dog cop with the ugly mustache, and you need to put the sunglasses on.
I don't know. Look it up. It's a fucking. We're doing a medium right now. You could look something up, right? I mean, do I have to do everything? All the talking, all the looking.
No,
up?
I got all my football stuff pulled up.
Who's gonna win next? The Jets or Giants?
That's a great question. Give me the next three of the Jets. I could tell you now.
Here's the thing. This just came in. The Titans, who are playing in New York against the Jets, they may be without AJ Brown and Julio Jones.
Great. Did the Jets sign Clark Kent, aka Superman? Because if they didn't, they're still going to lose. You could have the fucking the squad from the high school teams that they follow around on Netflix come out and beat the Jets, dude. The only matchup that is worthwhile out there is Jets Giants. That's it. That will decide.
And they're not playing this year.
They're not. But give me the next three for the Jets, because I'll tell you, there are more opportunities. I could see the Giants have no chance in the next three games. 0.0. They will be 0-6.
Okay,
mark it down.
After the Titans, they play the Falcons in Atlanta.
Yes, they do.
Oh, there it is. There's your win.
Yep.
Hello. How about this? I'm keeping this to the Giants win again.
Oh boy. We'll see it in 2026.
Are you guys happy? I mean, I assume you are. You won. They look good.
We were having so much fun. We were doing prom poses in the end zone, Steve. The offense is back. I mean,
Josh Allen, the ball well too, right?
He became only the 4th player in NFL history to have, I believe it was multiple games with over 300 or 350 yards passing and a rushing touchdown and like 4 touchdowns. It's him, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and I forget the 4th person, but it was a very impressive list. And he's 25 years old.
Speaking of which, thank you for bringing that up. Do I not know everything that I'm talking about as far as like when I have these gut feelings? Didn't I say that they're going to take over the Mannings? That more people, and then I was right.
Did you watch it?
Of course I watched it. It was fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah, it was the best.
I don't know. I honestly believe that if you polled the 1.6 million people actually watching the telecast on ESPN, if they knew either how to get to and or that there was a Manning brother telecast, you would lose 90% of that viewership. When you watch those two, I mean, it is like they are going to do away with Monday Night Football. What they have done is that they've programmed against themselves. They've done the only thing that I couldn't even think was possible. They program against themselves. That would be like me coming up with Cheers and the Cosby Show and putting them on the same time on the same network, which would be impossible to do. That's what they're doing. They did it, and what they're doing is I probably embarrass. Like if I'm Louis Riddick and Brian Greasy's agent, I'm going, dude, it's just whatever. If they even offer us $1 for a contract, like we have no leverage to stand on whatsoever. We are getting beat at our own thing at our own time by people in their basements. They're not even together, dude. Eli's basement is sick. That's exactly what I want. You could totally tell he's got a simulator pointing in that direction. That's where he puts the game on, and he's got like a little couch area. That's exactly what the fuck I want. And they get a guest on it. They have the perfect. It's like a talk show.
Yeah,
I mean,
the guests are great.
The guests.
I mean, Nick Saban was a little dry, but
doesn't matter.
Expected.
By the third quarter, everyone's like hungover from like you're watching on the East Coast, dude. I know, like there are places around here they do like beer bongs and fucking big halftime things and stuff, and then people get blasted by the third quarter, and then they start to sober up and really want to watch by the fourth quarter. But they have the right guests on every week. You got a star of the week from this past week, so you got Stafford, first guest. Jesus, LeBron James, give me a break, and everybody they'll have no problem doing it. Like no one has to go there; they just do it from their house. So it's like they're going to get anyone they want. It's
by the way,
awesome.
They're not going to do it until week 7. They're taking a break.
Really?
Yeah.
They're taking like 3 weeks off.
Oh my God! Why? They must be doing something.
Back to
this
Brian
is
Casey.
it. You're going to see what happens now. You're going to have the. I don't even know what the games are, but the numbers will go down for the regular telecast, and obviously, like the regular telecast. If you only had one telecast, the numbers should not double. That would be unbelievable, but like it should at least click up a decent amount because now you have no other option. And I guarantee you it will be probably the same, if not less, depending on the game. If the game's a good game, then it'll be about the same that it normally is. But it'll be, if not, it'll be less because these guys are fucking boring. They are good in 10-minute segments on ESPN. That's what they're built for. Break down some films, say hello. But they cannot hold up a night. They can't fucking do the moves that Eli was doing when he's trying to do the Dak Prescott. You're going to compete with that, Brian Greasy? You're a quarterback. You had a full-length shot during the opening thing. You could have fucking done it, but you didn't. You know why? Because it ain't you. That's not you. But guess what? We need a better version of that for Monday Night Football. Fucking John Madden had the job for 1,000 years because everybody wanted to watch him. The man talked about turkey, other things, broke it down, but new football. It was interesting. We don't give a fuck about you, Brian Greasy, or you, Louis Riddick. It's evident now. The experiment is over. You lost.
It's the same with all of them, too, though. What I love about the Manning cast, aside from the fact that they're actually analyzing football and breaking down the defenses and explaining it, is that you can't tell who their favorite players are. They don't blow every single player that's highlighted like Sunday night and Monday night, especially do. Like, oh, here's a guy. He's the greatest. Oh, he's so great. You know, he goes out there and he's just the best and he does these things all the time. And it's just, you know, he's just so great. They don't do that shit. They're like,
they can't compete, dude. They can't
look,
compete.
you missed that fucking block. You shouldn't miss that block.
you have
Oh, that was
two-
a dumb play. Why would you do that? You got to read that guy.
You got personal guy, you know, like, look, and guess what? In 10 years from now or 100 years from now, when Brady and Gronkowski want to do it, they should give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brady can break down film. Gronk could have a fucking, you know, wet t-shirt contest at halftime. Hello? It's entertainment. That's what we want. Same thing we used to. These are the same fucking idiots that probably watch this Brian Greasy telecast. They used to email us on the league. Oh, it wasn't a lot of football this week. We're doing a comedy. We're trying to make people laugh. Football is secondary, you fucking morons. You're on television. Television. It's a medium of entertainment. Entertain us, please. And I'm not saying that all the time. I don't like the way that ESPN in the mornings become a goddamn fucking talk show where it's like, we have to have you know, the this guest on, that guest. It's like it used to just be two fucking people reporting the news, but whatever. Monday Night Football, unless you could bring John Madden back from the dead, you got to have somebody in there that with a personality that knows what the fuck they're doing. And
John
these
Madden's
two
not
guys.
dead, Steve.
Oh, he's not.
No, he's not dead.
Well, how's he talk?
He's,
He'll probably be the
he's-
first guest on. Well, he's our guest next week on the podcast. I forgot to tell you guys.
we have him
John,
booked.
the Manning brothers get Matthew Stafford and LeBron James. And we're gonna get John Madden over here, and breathing
Did you,
machine
by the
and all.
way, did you catch Eli flipping the double bird?
No, I didn't see it. That's the other thing. What did it happen in the fourth quarter? I'm sleeping by then.
It happened in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'm out by then. That's why you can do it. Because after 11, like probably standard, and he's on cable anyway. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But he gave the double bird and he's like, oh, we can edit that out, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Live TV.
Also, they get way better information than the normal Monday night crew does. Too.
Absolutely.
They have way
course
better
they
access to, you know, McCarthy and all these Gomer
Yes.
coaches.
Everybody in the world has Peyton Manning's. You think anybody wants Brian Greasy's text? Oh God. People go
But
fucking A. God damn it.
the thing is, like, these guys, they meet with the players and coaches, and then they just regurgitate what they're told to say on air. Whereas the Mannings, they don't talk to these guys; they just call it as it is.
Hello. You're repeating what I said weeks ago when I said that
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
they have these produced meetings where they get, you know, the PR people from each team say, here's our point of view this week. Make it known to the world. The Mannings are like, this is they're not obligated to anyone besides ESPN, who, if I was ESPN, who I'm the president, I'm going to whatever the fuck is going on that's keeping the Manning brothers away from me for the next 3 weeks, figuring out what that is and figuring out how to make that go away.
Mhm.
Because I got to get them back for the rest of the year. Otherwise, you're going to see, dude, it's going to be a rude awakening. They did not plan this well. Either they did or they didn't. But it could backfire, because when you've got a product now that people want over something else you're offering, and now you're going to take it away, you're going to see how badly. Huh?
I mean, Monday Night Football is a staple, so they could literally end the 50-year run of Monday Night Football.
They don't want to do that. They want to keep it going. They don't care the version of it, but they can't say like they can't say like we're fired. Like it's gonna be nuanced. They have to nuance, but they didn't probably expect it to be like that. They thought they were gonna have like the Monday Night Football that everybody watches, and like this alternate podcast version of like, you know, companion thing. But, you know, somebody smart over there was like, you know, they got the right people, because how did you not think that the Manning thing was going to work? How did you not think that this was going to be so much better than what you're giving out? I mean, again, I don't really, you know, I fell asleep the last couple weeks in the fourth quarter, but it's like they're boring. They're fucking boring.
Mhm.
The regular telecast is fucking boring.
Yeah, that was a 20-point game. It was over pretty much by halftime, a little after halftime into the third, and it was still exciting to watch because they were calling the game.
Of course. Showing fucking LeBron James highlights and stuff like that. Like, this is how I know you look at like, oh, the regular broadcast can't do that, but they can do whatever they want. They do it.
Yeah.
They've got all this fucking time.
They choose not to. And they have way more budget.
Exactly. They've rested on their laurels for too long, and now it's over. How about that kick, that Justin Tucker kick, dude? Holy shit. That is one that I caught live on the Red Zone channel, I think it was, but holy shit. I mean, I've seen different versions from, cell phone cameras in the stadium. The one I saw was like almost right behind it, kind of diagonal, almost like 45 degrees from where the goalpost was. And that one was brutal because it hit, spun. And if you're sitting in the seats, unless you were real parallel to it, you couldn't tell if it was like over or back. You just saw it above it. And then it just bounced right. I mean, 66 yards. Unfucking believable. And the poor Lions, man. That's you look, you lost the game, but you did everything you could to fucking win it. That's a tough one.
It was really tough. That was a delay of game by probably 3 or 4 seconds. That
by the way, it did, yeah.
So it would have been a 71-yard field goal that
and he ain't making that.
But the Ravens honestly should have blown out the Lions.
It shouldn't have been that close.
The whole game. Malcolm Brown dropped 3 touchdown passes on broken coverages. So they should have won by 20. Oh yeah, not 1, not 2, 3 wide open. 2 of them. There's no one within 20 yards of him, and he dropped all 3 of them. All would have been touchdowns. They should have won by 20 points. But
yeah, that kick was the most impressive thing I saw. That kick was the most impressive thing I saw all weekend as far as football. What about you guys? What impressed you the most this weekend?
I want to say the Bills firing on all cylinders is so much joy to watch. Every aspect of their game looks good. The defense is shut down. Josh Allen is back, and he is going to get better and better as the year goes along. Cole Beasley is second in the league right now in receptions. Just everything's working. Zach Moss is coming into his own, and the special teams is playing very well. They are a contender, and the Chiefs are not. The Chiefs look terrible.
Chiefs losing 2 in a row is a bit. Look,
they should be 0-3 right now.
The only thing I like watching it, and I'm happy for the Chargers. They get the shaft, but it's like, again, I go to like, how do you not know Justin Herbert's going to be the guy? They wanted Justin Herbert, and he stayed in. I know that. But then the loyalty to Daniel Jones the next year, like I look at Arizona and I go, fucking give them credit, dude. They drafted someone, they brought in a new coach or whatever, and then went, you know what? Fuck it. Sorry. Very early on, but we fucked up. We're a bride that, 3 weeks after we got married, we want to get divorced. Sorry. I know it's brutal. It sucks. And it's going to cost this guy his career, but this is what we got to do. We didn't have the balls to do it. And when I watch him play and go against the fucking arguably the most talented quarterback right now and Super Bowl champions a year and a half ago and beat him, I go, fuck. That might not have been us, but it could have been us. Anyway, I'm happy.
You got the trumpet player instead. Get the trumpet playing offensive tackle from Georgia. It was worth it.
I told you in that draft I wanted Micah Parsons, didn't it? Do you remember me saying that?
No, that was the next year's draft. That was the next.
No, I know. That was this past one, but I do remember. Yeah,
you wanted.
I said, that's the guy I want. That's the guy I want. That's the guy. I don't know why I said it. Maybe because I was fucking right.
Gettleman wanted him too.
Yeah, everybody wanted him. I know, but you know what? We don't ever get what we want. We get what we get because we got gut feelings about fucking not great people. Anyway, I'm happy for the Rams. I'm very happy for the Rams. I think the Rams are a big story. They,
Well,
The
we
Rams
talked
are-
about this. They pushed all their chips in. So they either win
Yes.
this year, maybe they have a chance to keep most of that team together next year, but after that, they are fucked. So they have to win the Super Bowl right now because they have no draft capital and they have no salary cap
Well,
for
think
like the
about it.
next
They've done it
7
correctly,
years.
dude. 4 years ago, they had a dumpster fire with Jeff Fisher at a shitty college stadium that nobody wanted to go to. They knew they were building something. They got to build it up. And now they've built a good team that, has played well, has had success. And now you got a brand new stadium that people are actually allowed to go to. And you want to, it's crazy. Of course, you want to take your shot for 2 years. You don't want to. I don't think there's any more teams that are like, hey, we want to build for a dynasty of, 10 years or whatever. It's like you can build 2 or 3 years at a time. And you can't really go much more than that. So it's smart. I think I think I was right about saying that McVay had a chip on his shoulder to beat Tom Brady and not get what he considers probably outcoached by not only Bruce Arians, but also Tom Brady. So I think that they are as for real as any team in the NFL. They've proven more than the Broncos. Broncos have, beat the Giants and the Jets so far. So congratulations. But
And the Jaguars.
and the Jaguars. So
But we'll know this week. Their schedule coming up gets really tough.
Yeah, to me, the Rams are the best team right now in football, seeding wise, I would say. Anything else surprise you? Not surprise you, football wise? No.
I just say Kirk Cousins looks really good. And I know that's easy to say, but I think the
He's
fact
been very efficient. Yeah.
he's taken so much shit for this anti-vax thing. I almost wonder if he's just had this us versus or me against the world attitude. I could see the Vikings making it to the NFC Championship game.
What?
Yeah, I could.
The
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, the only thing though, that offense is very efficient and talented, and Kirk Cousins, I think people have this pre-notion that he's terrible because he was so mediocre for so long. He isn't. He's been very good, and he doesn't turn the ball over, but their defense is less than mediocre.
But they're
Kirk Cousins is
they can't. They're bad against the pass.
Kirk Cousins is the NFC Derek Carr, and the Raiders are
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Great, good offenses with a
They have an elite
efficient
offense,
quarterback.
but their defense is.
But the Raiders can't run the ball at all. That's the problem.
Well, it's because Josh Jacobs is hurt,
and they
Peyton
cost us
Barber
a fucking.
Dude, Peyton Barber had over 100 yards. He
What
looked
would
great.
what would we have won, Brenton?
$800.
$880.
Fucking goddamn! They couldn't run the ball, and it cost us $880.
Yeah,
Fucking.
they had
pricks.
probably 2 or 3 chances to go up by at least 10 points.
I know. They fucked us.
Yeah.
Are they the biggest fluke? I'd say the 3-0 team that you believe in the least. The Raiders.
No, the Broncos. I
No.
believe in less than. Although I've seen more of the Broncos just because they played the Giants and I watched that game, but it's like I don't know what they look like against a real team. I don't even think they know what they look like against a real team yet. They've
We'll see
played
it this
3
week. They're
minor
playing
league
Baltimore.
teams. So yeah, and
We got,
Baltimore, even when you think
that
you got them,
defense-
you don't got them.
Look, Bridgewater is like a poor man's Kirk Cousins. He's very efficient, doesn't turn the ball over, but he can't really do anything that wows you. And they're missing Jerry Jeudy, who should be back in a few weeks. Cortland Sutton's kind of stepping up. Noah Fant's solid. They have a very good running tandem. But that defense, even with the injuries, they are one of the best in the league. That it's just a bunch of all-stars put together, and they stop the run. You can't throw on them. That defense could win them a lot of football games. And we'll see it. They get Lamar Jackson this week, so we'll see how they're able to contain him.
Yeah. Their defense is really good. But, and Bridgewater, the games I watched, he was accurate with the ball. He knew he had a good decision making. So you never know. But yeah, their tests are coming up. Let's do NBA before we get to our picks, or do you want to do some more football?
Well, I had one more small thing of note. So, over the years, I've taken a lot of shit for being the guy that usually screws up our picks every week.
Yeah.
And I decided I would go a little bit rogue and put together my own little parlay. So I decided I would take the Cardinals -7 against the Jaguars.
And then I was like, oh, I'll go with the Titans on the money line against the Colts. And then I took the Ravens, which was very exciting, on the money line against the Lions. I took the Bengals. I really believed in that game. That was my pick. They kicked shit out of Pittsburgh like I thought they would. I was watching the lines, and the only one that didn't move the entire week was the Raiders-Dolphins game. It started at -4. It was -4 through the weekend. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to follow the podcast. I'm going to take the Raiders on the money line because Vegas knows something that we don't know. So I threw that in there. I was like, Broncos against the Jets. That's easy money. Rams, fuck Tom Brady. Rams look good. Took the Rams on the money line. I went with the Panthers on Thursday night because it's the Texans. Easy money. And I finished that up with the Chargers and the Chiefs over 52.5. 9-team parlay, $80, and I took in $4,535.87.
Well, let me start by saying, number one, congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate you on probably the biggest fuck up you could ever make on this podcast. Just happened here. Now, you've had big fuck ups before.
Oh, yeah.
This is the biggest. Not only are you telling us that you won money over the weekend, that none of us
Lot of
won
money.
on a podcast about, sort of about gambling. But not only are you doing that, you're also telling us that you bet against the bet that we all decided on the podcast to do that.
I just shifted to the money line. I didn't like the -4.
And instead of Lucas winning,
Which was not my pick, by the way. That was Lucas's pick. It's not like
Yeah.
I said, hey guys, let's take the Raiders -4, and then decided last minute, I'm going to hedge my bets and I'm going to shift onto the money line. That was Lucas's pick.
well, look, again, I feel great for you. I'm happy that you won,
You look like an angry hot dog
$4,000.
right now.
but I would much rather, much rather Lucas have won and had that. I would much rather you have lost and things to reverse the other way. And that is my only goal now from now on. Now, here's how it's going. Now we will do our picks, right? And
Okay.
then I will text Lucas on the side and we will do our own picks.
Okay.
And we will make more money than you can possibly imagine. And when we
I
start,
hope so. I'm
when we
not
start to-
cheering against you.
when we start to
I'm
cancel
on
this
your team.
podcast because we are playing slalom in the sky with our G4 planes. I don't even know if that's a fucking plane, but it sounds expensive. G4 planes. And our pilots are playing slalom with each other. Then you'll know. And you have nothing. Okay? I'm just telling you right now, dude.
I'm cheering for you. I want you to win.
Post that out there then. Go, hey, by the way, side piece. I don't really believe in everything
I-
we said on the podcast. And here's what I did on the weekend.
Again,
Rogue by myself.
I went with everything that we went with. I just shifted conservatively to the money line rather than go on the spread.
Great. Well,
And it was
congratulations.
because, and this is something for everyone to learn, Vegas knows a hell of a lot more than we do. If the line is not moving, odds are good that you can predict that Vegas is probably going to be right. If it's Tuesday to Sunday and nothing has shifted, then yeah, maybe pay attention to that. And if the line moves aggressively, pay attention to that too.
Well, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you so much for your words. Of
And now we
fucking
know.
wisdom.
We learn and we move forward this week and we win.
Well, let's see if any of your advice or your knowledge will dump off into us this week. What games are you looking at? A wise one this week. I mean, by the way, just so for the record, and I know we are cut. This is what this whole thing is. I'm the only one who hasn't fucked up this whole thing. I'm 3-0 this season.
That's not true.
What? I'm
That's not
3-0. All three of my fucking picks have come true. All three. Where's the
So
camera?
you've never fucked up. That's not true.
No, all three of my picks this year are right. And I picked the underdog this week. So I'm going to give you the Eli double bird. Don't get my blood
Well,
pressure.
I took. I think the Bengals were technically the underdog. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they
two
were
underdogs. So
+3 on the road.
anyway, go ahead. Share with us what you're looking into this week.
I'm looking at a couple of things. That Tennessee line is going to move. It's -8 right now, but if both AJ Brown and Julio Jones are out, then that may shift. But I think if we're doing a parlay, I don't like the Bills minus 17, even though they very well could win by 3 touchdowns. But I think we should just add them on the money line because Houston's not going to go into Buffalo and beat Buffalo. Not the way the Bills are playing, not with, what's his name? Mills?
Yeah.
Davis Mills.
Yeah, Davis
Davis
Mills.
Mills.
So I think we need to throw that in just as a free money pick. I think the Chiefs get right against Philly, even though they're on the road. They're -7. They should win that game by a touchdown. I like.
Well, what's your game?
the
Hello.
game
Don't
okay.
don't
Sorry.
fucking clog up all the games for the rest of us.
All right. I'm going to take in a pick'em the Broncos beating the Ravens at home.
Whoa. All right. Broncos beating the
As I
Ravens at
have
home.
said, the Ravens have a lot of injuries on defense. The Broncos are very efficient on offense. I think they can run the ball against them very well with Williams and Gordon, and their defense is lights out. So it's literally going to come down to, can Lamar Jackson beat them with his arm, which I don't think he can. That secondary is sick, and Malcolm Brown had 3 drops and is now probably in his head. He's leading the league in drops this year. He has several already, and we're 3 games into the season. So I think the Broncos take it at home. They're a good team.
I mean, it is a well thought out bet. A little aggressive for me. It's a tough game. 1 point. I mean,
The
it's
Ravens
a pick 'em game.
have not stopped anyone on defense so far this year.
Yep.
I mean, you can say the Lions, but they still gave up 17 points to the Lions. And none of that was in garbage time.
Oh boy. All right. Me or you, Lucas? What do you want to do?
I'm looking between 2 games that are 4-point spreads. So I'm going to stay away from the 4-point spreads because that is a trap. I think I will take the Packers over the Steelers. I have the line at 6.5 right now. This is the first time since their Super Bowl in 2011 that Rodgers has played against Pittsburgh. The last 2 times he's missed the game because of the broken collarbone. I think the Steelers are pretty bad. I think Green Bay is decent. They're getting it together. Give me Green Bay.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's defense is still pretty good, but Ben Roethlisberger needs some help because he's gonna be destroyed. Yeah, I think Green Bay is gonna win. I mean, you want the 6.5, or you want to give them the 6.5?
I like the 6.5. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think they win by a touchdown.
It was 7 yesterday, so I would say yeah.
Okay.
It really, I think, is Watt going to be back? And if he isn't, then yeah, the Packers can run away with this game. Because if you think Joe Burrow can break down the Steelers' defense without J.J. Watt, and he's missing T. Higgins as number 1 receiver, then Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams, they're just going to shred them.
That's what I think too.
I like Cleveland over Minnesota.
Really?
Yep.
It's
I
another
do.
game I was looking at.
On the road. The 2 points really kind of, I mean, I think it's kind of a wash. I think they'll cover the 2 points if they win, and I think they will win. I think it's important for them to win to stay in that division. You know, I don't think Minnesota's as good as you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was like I liken them to the Raiders, and if it was Cleveland and the Raiders, I think I'd still take Cleveland. So Cleveland's offensively, they're a juggernaut. As that defense can show up and play as well as talented as they are, then I think that they can stop Kirk Cousins, and they'll win the game. I think they need to, and I think they know they need to. So I'm taking Cleveland. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Good.
The other game, where's the Chicago game? Is that not listed? Here we go. Chicago.
I saw Chicago. Where is it?
Yeah, Chicago -3. I like that game as well.
Over the Lions?
Over the Lions.
I don't trust Chicago. I mean, like
Look,
-3.
Nagy is on the cusp of being fired.
Yeah,
He's
and they're
a
at
bad
home,
coach.
and
He's a really bad coach. He created a game plan with Justin Fields as his quarterback, and he used like an Andy Dalton game plan.
I know, but now he's got 3 guys he's going to throw out there, right? Which
we might get Big Dick Nick might be the starter.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, at home, if it starts bad, it's only going to end badly against a division rival. If they don't go up decent in the beginning, they're going to start cheering for Nagy to be fired. The Lions are coming off a fucking brutal loss against a team they know they probably should have beaten, and they should not have beaten on beforehand, but could have beaten. And so they know that. So I think they're going to come out even more motivated than ever. And I don't know, dude. I think they fucking beat the Bears.
This is why I disagree. I think they beat the Bears. I watched the Lions-Ravens game.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Malcolm Brown should have had 3 more touchdowns because of broken coverages. That defense is horrendous. And
what do you think?
The Bears are going to look at it.
What are they going to?
Allen Robinson's going to have a 40-plus yard touchdown this week.
Maybe. Okay. So then maybe they lose 38-7.
They're not losing 38.
I'm just saying, dude. I don't think it's as big of a lock. I could see the opposite happening, but if you want to throw it in there and fuck it up, or maybe you'll just do one of your side businesses and make $1 million on the side. I'll do one of my
side businesses. Yeah.
Keep it on your side fucking business.
Let me throw some on the money line at you to see if you want to throw them in. We've got the Bengals hosting the Jaguars tomorrow night. We can take them on the money line. They're -7.5 right now at home.
No, I don't say no. They're not good enough. They're not good enough to guarantee a win, dude.
Okay.
You could have a Monday night where Trevor Lawrence goes, not this fucking week, dude. I figured a couple things out. I don't trust them enough yet. That's just my gut feeling. But
fair enough. How about the Falcons and the Washington football team? Washington's -1.5 on the road. Is it a get right week for them, or do you think the Falcons are able to defend?
Leave that fucking thing alone,
okay.
Dude. That's another pile of shit.
Titans, Jets.
Pile of shit.
Okay.
Pile of shit. A Titans team that you don't know if they're healthy against a Jets team that you don't give a fuck if they're healthy. You wish they were unhealthy, so you knew that the Titans were going to win. So no, leave it alone.
Colts, Dolphins. I like the Colts in this game. They're road underdogs, but only by 1.5. Dolphins have a good defense. They can't stop the run, though. They can stop the pass, but I think this is the week that the Colts go.
Who's Jacoby Brissett's back again, right?
Yeah. Tua's out for at least another week.
I don't know. I don't love it, but if you want to spice it up, it doesn't really do anything for me.
I only want you to love it. I'm not going to throw
I don't get a boner for it, so no boner. Okay. No boner.
Chiefs, Eagles.
Oh, big time boner.
Okay, so you want the Chiefs on the money line?
Yes, big time boner.
Okay.
Andy Reid come out of the hospital, please, against his old team.
Against his old team, where his son developed a drug problem, and then we know what happened after that. He's got some enemies.
Let's not take it to that place. But I already added the Bills on the money line.
Okay.
And then we got the. What's wrong with that? You don't.
No, it's fine, but it's just like, of course my team's gonna win. Of course. Did you put the fucking Saints on the money line too? Do it. Put the Saints on the money line.
Okay.
God damn it.
I don't know if you
know when I'm right,
Mike. Not.
Oh, I'm serious. Put the Saints on the money line.
All right. I mean, Vegas knows Saints are probably winning that game by 6 points. We got the Cardinals and the Rams. LA is at home.
Leave it alone.
Okay. We got the Seahawks at San Francisco.
Leave it alone. We don't fuck with division rivals. They don't like each other. They don't know what.
Okay.
You never know.
How about this one?
What?
Tom Brady's going back to New England. Sunday Night Football. They are -7 road favorites.
They are going to win. They are not going to get embarrassed. Tom Brady's going to go. It's going to be a better game than anyone thinks it's going to be. But there's no way the Bucs are losing that game.
You heard it here first. And then Monday Night Football, we've got the Raiders at the Chargers. Chargers are -3 at home.
Chargers.
I like the Chargers too.
But do you get a boner from this game?
I don't get a boner for it though.
Okay, then we'll leave it alone.
Great.
Go ahead and lock these in. We got Cleveland -2. We got the Saints on the money line, the Chiefs on the money line, the Bills on the money line, Broncos -1, Green Bay -6.5, and the Buccaneers on the money line.
7.
$50. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. $50 will net Lucas.
780.
Very close. 773 and 24 cents.
Not bad, dude. Not bad. Dude, fuck. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it this week. This is good. I feel blessed this week. What happened at the Nets camp? Something.
So the Nets media day, David Letterman crashed it. Was asking Kevin Durant questions.
Wait, the David Letterman?
The David Letterman. Here, I'll pull up a clip here if I can share it.
Okay.
Katie did not seem amused at all. It seems like he just has a terrible sense of humor.
Well, I think because he trolls and stuff. He's big into that. He's always constantly thinking he's being trolled or something. So maybe that's what it is.
Right.
Well, didn't he just have like a huge beef with Rappaport?
Oh yeah. So I think there could be that. Maybe he thought he was getting trolled.
Yeah.
Let's see it. I didn't hear about
Can
it.
you guys hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
The gentleman with his hand raised in the back.
Yes, excuse me. Hi, Kevin. Could I borrow your notebook? I didn't bring. Thank you. Dave from Basketball Digest. Kevin, KD, why do people call you KD? Can I call you KD? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
My first name is Kevin. K,
Right.
And my second name, my last
Write that
name,
down.
my second name. My last name is Durant with a D.
KD. This year, what percentage do you plan on giving on the court? 90, 95, 100, 110? What are we looking at?
110.
110. 110. I just got off the phone with the Dolan family, and they said that they're talking to the commissioner now. They're looking at working a contractual deal that will allow you, when you're not playing for the Nets, days off, you'll be able to play for the Knicks. Comments?
All right, Dave, that was the last one.
I'm sorry, was that a comment?
That's it.
How about you? Do you have a comment? Wrap it up. Okay. I'm being told my time is done. Have a great year. What about the Pelicans? When you guys play the Pelicans, does it kind of make you giggle?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all I got. That's it, everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Hold on. Pause
Okay.
it for a second. What idiot said, "Oh, we got to cut off David Letterman," right? Like let's stop this from happening. Like some press fucking idiot for the Nets is like, "All right, that's enough." Like let David Letterman. He knows when the bit's done. He'll let you know when it's done.
Maybe he's unrecognizable because of his facial hair.
Bro, it doesn't matter. People recognized him. They recognize that wasn't a Zoom thing. He was. I assume
I
he
don't
was live.
recognize you, and you just have a little mustache. He's got
Come.
like a full-on Gandalf beard, and he's older now. He hasn't been on TV. He hasn't done his show in what, a decade now?
That would be a true crime if Kevin Durant didn't know that was David Letterman.
Wasn't he on Letterman?
He had to have been
Yeah,
on
he knew
Letterman.
Been on Letterman.
He knew-
Give me
he
a
knew it was
fucking
Letterman.
break. He knew. He just was in a piss poor mood or whatever. It didn't get, I think he's truly afraid of being trolled at all times. He's probably, he probably got made fun of. He's probably one of those kids. He was so tall and skinny, he got made fun of, right? So he's always been a little defensive, but then he had this unbelievable ability, and he's like, I'm gonna use my ability and to speak for myself. And then, always being like, oh, you're not good enough to win a championship. And then he got fucking dogged for going over and joining the Warriors. So he's always had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And, he had that private account on Twitter that he chirps back at fucking people that come at him on his regular account. So, and the beef with Rappaport. So he probably has a tough sort of like, I'm always like being, someone's always fucking with me. So he's probably not a fun dude to fucking be around. That was unbelievable. I can't believe, I wish he answered the question about playing for the Knicks on the days off. That would have been great if that thing worked out. That would be amazing. I would welcome that in a heartbeat. No, that's awesome. I'm glad that happened. And what can we get David Letterman? Like, fine. I want someone's got to ask David Letterman. Like, let's just go back to TV. Like, go do that like once a week, and we'll watch it. Like, go crash. David Letterman crashes a press conference once a week, even if
Get
it's
him
5
on Manning
seconds.
Cast.
Yeah, you don't have to do a whole show. Just do what Jerry Seinfeld did. Go, comedians crashing conferences.
Well, he is doing his own interview show on Netflix.
Yeah, but that's okay. He's got it that's set up and stuff. He wants to go. He likes this. Let him go travel and go where he wants to go, and then when he can go crash a press conference. I like that, dude. That was awesome. Thank you. I want to plug some dates if I could. October, it's coming. It's right around the corner. It's this weekend. You know it. I don't have to tell you that. So October 14th, 15th, and 16th, I'll be in the Phoenix area. One night at Stand Up Live, 2 nights at Copper Blues in Scottsdale. And then the following weekend, 21, 22, 23, Appleton, Wisconsin. Back to Wisconsin for 3 shows at Skyline Comedy Club. Today, my web lady will get them up by the end of the day. Tickets will be at steverenazizi.com. Check out the website for tickets. You guys have anything you want to plug as far as that's concerned? No? Yeah?
We're going to be in Long Beach tonight. We're doing a show together.
Yeah.
Oh, the LBC, dude. That's cool. What are you guys doing?
It's like a bar show.
Fuck yeah.
And then I'll be at Supernova this weekend, Friday, Saturday.
Great. If you see Mark, tell him I'm not around and I'm not ignoring his text messages. I'm just not West Coast. So he's asking me for spots that I obviously can't make. All right. Well, that's it, guys. That's the podcast for this week. Thank you very much for listening. Please let someone else know. Thank you to our Patreon members. We hope you're having fun with the league this year. Congratulations to whoever the fuck beat me this week. You can go fuck yourself. I'm riding the ship. I'm 1-2, but I'm still going to get back into it. I'll be playoff bound before you know it. Thank you again to Julian. I hope you're listening. That was a very nice run-in I had with a fan this weekend. It was awesome. So, and again, everyone that came out to the shows this past weekend, thank you. All right, guys, that's the podcast. We'll see you next week.
Go Bills.